Shout out to my man Horse Rancher 92. Um, all right, let's go ahead and talk about Manny Pacquiao versus Brandon Rios. To me, I think this fight is a really big mismatch. I really do. But at the same time, it is going to be interesting. Let's just go ahead and talk about what we have. Um, I mean, these guys, you know what you're going to get from both of them. Uh, and I guess that's going to be excitement, man. You got Manny Pacquiao coming off of that devastating loss against Marquez. Question a lot of people are going to have is Pacquiao going to be the same? What's his chin going to be like? What's his reflexes going to be like? All of that good stuff. And you got Brandon Rios coming off of that loss versus Mike Alvarado. Both of these guys kind of in similar points in their career. Uh, they're both coming off of losses, but I mean, just both are kind of damaged goods at this point to a certain degree. I guess with Pacquiao, the jury's kind of still out as to how damaged he is. That's what we're gonna find out this fight. Um, but with Brandon Rios, we definitely know this guy's been in wars. Every fight he's in is a war. So he's taking a lot of damage, man. Kid's taking a lot of damage, and I think he's gonna take the most damage that he's ever taken in his career in this fight. There's people who have Brandon Rios winning, and I'm about to give you my opinion on why I think that Manny Pacquiao is about to mop the floor with Brandon Rios. Um, I mean, this is gonna be Pacquiao versus Antonio Margarito all over again. If you want to really see how this fight's gonna go ahead and look at that fight. Just go watch that fight, and that's what it's gonna be. I think Pacquiao should look spectacular in this fight. All Pacquiao has to do is train on one thing, and that's footwork. If he trains on his footwork, and I mean typical old school '08, '09 Manny Pacquiao bouncing around the ring, fast footwork, and just turning his opponent, this isn't even going to be competitive, man. It's going to get ugly, and it's going to get ugly quick. Seriously, I mean, I don't. I mean, I see a lot of people thinking that Brandon Rios is going to win. I mean, I know the last time we saw Pacquiao, he was face down, so I guess I can understand that. But Pacquiao has everything that he needs to beat Brandon Rios. He really does, man. I mean, Brandon Rios is just too slow. Okay, and you know exactly what you're gonna get with Brandon Rios. Can someone please show me a fight in which Brandon Rios came into a fight and actually had some sort of a different game plan than he's had before? Here's a guy who he's absolutely the definition of being one dimensional. And look, I'm not trying to bash Brandon Rios because I like Brandon Rios. I think that if every fighter had the same style, boxing would be boring. So it's great that we have different styles, uh, to keep us entertained in the ring. So cool, I could respect what he does. He's got a good chin, and he just comes forward. He's relentless. But this is the kind of fight where I feel like, in my opinion, having a good chin might be what ends his career because this dude might be a vegetable after this fight, man. It's when having a good chin and your body not knowing when to quit doesn't exactly help you because Manny Pacquiao is really going to pepper this guy. He's going to turn him. He's going to use angles, and I expect him to look like the Manny Pacquiao of old. I was surprised that this fight hasn't happened a long time ago because I always thought that it was easy work for Pacquiao if this fight ever happened. So it's finally happening. But we're gonna get a lot of questions answered. I'm not gonna say it's not possible that Rios could catch Manny Pacquiao, but here's the deal, man. People get confused when we talk about Brandon Rios. People look at Rios like he's the kind of guy who's gonna hit you with one punch, and that's just gonna kind of be it. You know what I mean? You gotta understand his fight with Mike Alvarado, where he stopped Alvarado. It was an accumulation of damage. Mike Alvarado started opening up, and he started taking a lot of punishment, and then he just in that exchange he got the worst of it. I mean, and some people were even debating if it even should have been stopped at that point. So that just goes to show you that Rios is strong, but it's his continuous pressure, and him breaking you down, that is what eventually gets to you. I mean, like I said, he is Margarito. This is Margarito 2.0 here, guys. This is Margarito 2.0. So, um, I don't know, man. He's just there to be hit. There's just gonna be no defense, straight lefts coming down the pipe all day. And here's another thing I'm gonna say about Pacquiao. Go back and watch the Manny Pacquiao versus Marquez fight. People are forgetting that Pacquiao started putting up a good fight, man. Pacquiao, he really started giving it to Marquez toward the end of that fight before he got caught. I mean, he just got really sloppy with it. Um, and he was just too predictable for a counterpuncher like Marquez. I mean, there's only so many times you could go right, right, left before Marquez is going to take a step back and cold cock you, and that's what happened. So he just got too predictable and got knocked out. So I mean, but let's not forget that the power was still there for Pacquiao. He was able to knock Marquez down as well, and he was starting to come on. So I mean, to me, it's just going to be a matter of Pacquiao's movement. How is he moving around that ring? So if he puts into everything that he needs to do as far as training and just moving around that ring, I think he should be okay. But obviously Rios is gonna have a puncher's chance. But I really see Rios coming out of this fight with brain damage, man. So if you're a Brandon Rios fan, if you're a really big fan of Brandon Rios, good luck to you, man, because this is gonna be a painful fight for you to watch. That's what I see. If you do see Rios winning, I like to see why. Make a case for it. Give me your opinions. Also, whoever wins this fight, what would you like to see them do next? Me personally, if Pacquiao wins this fight and if Timothy Bradley wins their fight, we might as well see that rematch. I mean, there's just so much controversy. Let's go ahead and see that match, and it's the next best thing that Pacquiao can do. I mean, go ahead and try to win your belt. Like I said, I mean, if Pacquiao was so confident that he won that fight, why wouldn't you go after your belt? I really just don't get it. There's just has to be something about Timothy Bradley that scares Manny Pacquiao, whether he won the first time or not, which I think he did win, but he hasn't been in a hurry to make that rematch happen, and we need to see that rematch. Um, Other possibilities. There's the winner of Provodkanov versus Alvarado. Hey, we might as well. I mean, I think that'll be a good fight as well. If it's Pacquiao and Provodkanov, it definitely would be a pretty nice fight. So that's a possibility. Um, and then, of course, there's the whole Mayweather fight that some people are still starting to kind of resurrect. If Pacquiao could kind of get on a roll here and put a couple of wins together. The Marquez fight is dead in the water. Doesn't need to happen again. I'm very proud of Juan Marquez for saying, you know what, I'm not fighting you again. It is what it is. I won the majority of the fights. I knocked you out. It's just over. Uh, and Pacquiao at this point shouldn't be looking for that fight. He has a lot to lose by sitting here trying to fight Marquez again. I mean, like I said before, you can only fight an intelligent fighter like Marquez so many times before he completely figures you out. And he figured out Pacquiao by like the second fight, man. So that fight's just dead in the water. If it happens again, it could be the end of Pacquiao's career. He takes another loss like that, and it's done. So Pacquiao's at that point where he's got to keep winning, and he's got to put some strong wins together. Um, my question for Manny Pacquiao, I'm really wondering if he regrets not taking that $40 million payday that Mayweather was offering him. You know what I mean? I mean, both of these guys are to blame for that fight not happening. Promoters, of course, as well. But from a financial situation, I mean, I know both of these guys are well off, but is Pacquiao really going to see that kind of money in another fight? I mean, I doubt it, so I don't really see why he didn't jump on that opportunity when it was there. And it's just a message to these fighters that don't sit there and let these promoters tell you what to do, man. You got to be a grown man and start making your own decisions because you're the one who has to live with yourself at the end of your career. And I know at the end of my career, if I knew I passed up on a $40 million opportunity, I'd be pissed. It'd be hard to look in the mirror. So that's where I'm at with this whole situation. It's gonna be a fun night, man. If you like blood, guts, and gore, tune into this fight. I'm going Manny Pacquiao. I'm taking him in eighth round. I think eighth round, man. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be really nasty. But go ahead, give me your thoughts on this fight. What do you think is gonna happen? Who are you picking? Peace.